Unruly protesters launched a violent protest outside the Durga Bhavan temple in the UK's Smethwick region. They have hurled threats and abuses toward the temple officials. They were protesting against a visit by Sadhvi Ritam Maharaj. This is the second incident after Leicester temple vandalism. BJP slams Congress over Republic newsbreak on Brahmin abuse tape. Compares incident to Rahul Gandhi meeting hate preacher. From Iran anti-hijab revolution to focus on PFI role, arguments to continue in top court as the hijab debate rages on. Karnataka Attorney General says no issue of wearing hijab on school campus, but hijab not allowed in classroom. In one of the biggest seizures of heroin, a container having 22 tons approximately of licorice coated with heroin was seized from a container at Navashiva port there in Mumbai. The value of the heroin seized is over 1,700 crores in the international market. Supreme Court directed the Sessions Court to take up for hearing on September 22nd a bail plea of Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain in money laundering case. PM Modi has lauded the people for contributing wholeheartedly to the PM Cares Fund as he chaired a meeting of Board of Trustees of the PM Cares Fund, where it was discussed that the initiative has a larger vision of effectively responding to emergency and distress situations. Jacqueline Fernandez designer Lipakshi has appeared before the Economic Offences Wing of Delhi Police in the 200 crore money laundering investigation. The Thackeray faction has approached the Bombay High Court seeking permission for holding the Shira rally at Mumbai Shivaji Park, as BMC has not decided on the application. A court to hear the matter on 27th of September. Tamil Nadu CM M.K. Stalin has written a letter to PM Modi to instruct the Ministry of External Affairs to immediately take up the issue with authorities in Myanmar for immediate rescue and safe repatriation of 300 Indians, which include 50 Tamilians who are held in illegal captivity in the foreign country. JP Nadda is on a two-day visit to BJP-ruled Gujarat ahead of the state assembly elections due in December this year. During his visit, he held meetings with senior Gujarat BJP leaders at the state party headquarters in Gandhinagar. Noted comedian Raju Srivastava died at the age of 58 weeks after being on the ventilator support at AIIMS Delhi. He was admitted after suffering a cardiac arrest while working out at a gym on August 10th. The funeral of comedian Raju Srivastava will be held tomorrow, September 22nd, at Nigam Bodh Ghat in Delhi. Stand-up comedian Raju Srivastava, who was earlier admitted to AIIMS Delhi following a cardiac arrest, passed away on September 21st in the national capital. He was 58 years old. As soon as the news of Raju's death broke, politicians and celebrities took to their social media handles to mourn the demise of the popular comedian. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, BJP National President JP Nadda extended their condolences on the demise of comedian Raju Srivastava. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh took to his official Twitter handle to express his condolences to the late comedian. Now, he wrote, "I am deeply saddened by the passing away of renowned comedian Raju Srivastava ji. Apart from being an accomplished artist, he was also a very lively person." From industry colleagues and Bollywood celebs to politicians, the entire nation has been posting tributes for Srivastava. Meanwhile, UP Deputy CM Brijesh Pathak, talking about the comedian, said he will always be remembered for his good work.
हम सब बहुत ही हतप्रभ हैं, दुखी हैं। वो एक ऐसे कलाकार थे जिन्होंने अपनी अवधीपुट को, अपने गांव गरीब की भाषा को कभी नहीं भूले। जब भी उनका कोई वीडियो आता था, ये स्टेज शो करते थे, कानपुर, उन्नाव, लखनऊ, उनकी कहीं न कहीं गांव की भाषा को लेकर के आते थे। उनकी ज़मीनी ट्रस्ट था, उनकी अपूर्णी क्षति है उनके निधन से। हम ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करते हैं उन्हें अपने श्री चरणों में स्थान दें और उनके समर्थकों को, उनके अनुयायियों को, उनके प्रशंसकों को, उनके परिवार वालों को इस अपूर्णी पीड़ा को सहने की ताकत प्रदान करें। और बहुत अच्छे व्यक्ति थे, वो कभी भी उनको हमने निराश नहीं देखा, हमेशा हंसते रहते थे।
Actor Nupam K shared a video message on his Twitter and paid condolences to the departed soul by saying that, "Dear Raju Srivastava, the whole country's laughter has stopped because of you passing. Now will be missed a lot, friend."
राजू श्रीवास्तव के निधन का सुनकर बहुत दुख हुआ, मन विचलित हुआ, उदास हुआ, एक चुप्पी सी छा गई है मुझ में, वातावरण में, बहुत अच्छे कॉमिक एक्टर तो वो थे ही, बहुत अच्छे इंसान थे, बहुत अच्छे इंसान थे और बड़े दया भाव रखते थे। किसी के बारे में बुरा नहीं बोलते थे। जब भी मिलते थे गर्मजोशी से मिलते थे, तपाक से मिलते थे, गले लगकर मिलते थे, खुशी से मिलते थे और हंसाते थे। मैं प्रार्थना करूंगा भगवान से कि उनकी आत्मा को शांति मिले। वी हैव लॉस्ट अ वेरी वेरी गुड soul and good human being, and may God give his family strength to deal with this loss. Om Shanti.
Singer Kailash Kher posted a video message online while mourning the loss of the late Raju Srivastava. He even urged the fans to extend their prayers to the late comedian's family.
अनेक प्रार्थनाओं के बाद, अनेक अनुष्ठान और यज्ञों के बाद भी राजू श्रीवास्तव हमारे पारिवारिक मित्र और बड़े भाई अब इस दुनिया में नहीं रहे और उनका देहावसान हो गया है। सभी जगत के लोगों को मैं नमन करता हूं प्रार्थनाओं के लिए। और अब हमारे परिवार पर जो ये एक विपदा आई है, इसके लिए भी आप सबसे अनुग्रह है कि हे मेरे ईश्वर, इस परिवार को शक्ति दे, ये संबल दे, ये दुख सहन करने की, और हमारे राजू भैया की आत्मा को सदगति मिले, यही मेरे ईश्वर से प्रार्थना है। हरिओम नमो शांति।
In a fresh update in the Neera Radia case, the Supreme Court said that the CBI has conducted 14 preliminary investigations, but no crime case was found in the investigation. The Supreme Court will hear the matter next week. In a big claim, Shiromani Akali Dal Chief Sukhbir Singh Badal revealed that he spoke to two passengers who confirmed that Bhagwan Mann was deplaned in Germany. He highlighted that Lufthansa had not explicitly ruled out the allegation that Punjab CM was in a drunk state while boarding the aircraft. Jagan Mohan Reddy government moves to rename NTR Health University as YSR Health University. TDP holds massive protest against YSR-CP government over the decision to rename the Health University. TDP leaders are holding protests at NTR Health University and also outside the State Assembly. RJD leader Lalu Prasad Yadav said that he will accompany Bihar CM Nitish Kumar on his next trip to the national capital. Addressing a public gathering, Lalu Yadav, who has been off the public glare lately owing to his ill health, said that while in Delhi, he and Nitish Kumar will meet various opposition leaders and with the goal of throwing the BJP out of power in the year 2024. Train services of Southeastern Railway remain partially affected as Kurmis has continued blocking tracks at two stations in West Bengal for more than 24 hours to press for the demand for scheduled drive status. Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sarma met his Mizoram counterpart Zoramthanga in the national capital to find a solution to the decades-long border dispute between the two states. Both Sharma and Zoramthanga have taken a review of the previously held meeting between the Minister of Assam and the Mizoram and expressed their satisfaction regarding the progress of the cause.
Regarding border issue, a high-level team of my ministers has recently visited Aizawl, and we are in process of forming regional committee to discuss the border problem and resolving it.
Major development, Pakistani drone infiltration attempt into the Indian territory was foiled by the security forces in Punjab's Gurdaspur on Tuesday. According to the sources, the Border Security Force, BSF, which was patrolling the area, fired multiple rounds at the Pakistani drone. Following the round of fire, the drone possibly went back. French President Emmanuel Macron hailed PM Modi at UNGA, saying that the India's stand on board was right, not for revenge against the West or for opposing the West against East. He further stated that it is time for our sovereign equal states to cope together with challenges we face.
To cope with these challenges, Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, was right when he said the time is not for war. It is not for revenge against the West or for opposing the West against the East. It is the time for a collective time for our sovereign equal states to cope together with challenges we face. This is why there's an urgent need to develop a new contract between the North and the South, an effective contract which is respectful for food, for biodiversity, for education.
US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has welcomed PM Modi's remarks from the sidelines of the SCO summit. US NSA Jake Sullivan said that the PM Modi's speech, "Not time for war," is a statement of principle.
I think what Prime Minister Modi said, a statement of principle on behalf of what he believes is right and just, was very much welcomed by the United States and for the Indian leadership, which has long-standing relationships in Moscow from the very top all the way through the Russian government, to continue to reinforce that message that now is the time for war to end.
Putin has declared that a decree on partial mobilization in Russia has been signed, adding that it is necessary to defend the country's sovereignty. He further said that only citizens in reserve will be subject to the conscription and will undergo special training, assuring that this is not a bluff. Putin warns that if its territorial integrity is threatened, Russia will use all available means. Navy Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar said that China is still a formidable challenge at the border and evolving terrorism is a major security threat for the country. The Navy Chief Admiral also stated that China has kept on increasing its presence not just on land but also on maritime borders. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan engaged in rounds of diplomacy on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. The Turkish leader met with Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid. Only allies, the two countries had more than decade-long falling out, but now this year, Israel and Turkey have begun a process of rapprochement. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called for countries that provoke famine to receive the toughest rations from the world. Now, in fact, addressing the Global Food Security Summit, Zelensky called the spread of famine the same immoral and inhumane weapon of mass destruction as a spread of deadly bacteria or radiation. A Thai policeman was killed and 4 others injured when a roadside bomb exploded in southern Thailand on Tuesday night. Police colonel said that a police motorcycle and a patrol truck were traveling together when both were hit in front of a hospital in Patani province last night at about 8 p.m. local time. Israeli PM Yair Lapid has met with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan at the UNGA in New York, the first such meeting since 2008. According to a press release, the two leaders discussed energy issues and regional security. China toned down its rhetoric on Taiwan, saying that it's inevitable that the self-governing island comes under its control, but that it would promote efforts to achieve that peacefully. Officials in Taiwan affairs reiterated China's determination in realizing reunification of the motherland and expressed faith that this would eventually happen. Roar of an incoming projectile fills the air. The nearby detonation shook the ground and sent a plume of black smoke into the sky. All work has halted on the large eastern Ukrainian farm, whose fields and buildings have been hit so many times by mortars and rockets and missiles and cluster bombs that its workers are unable to sow the crater-dotted island or the land there harvest crops like wheat on the land. At least 230 whales have been stranded in Tasmania's west coast just days after 14 whales were found beached on an island off the southeastern coast. The pod, which is stranded on Ocean Beach, appears to be pilot whales, and at least half are presumed to be still alive. A bipartisan group of mayors said that whatever political differences they might have, they are united in fighting against recent voting restrictions enacted in some Republican-controlled states that they view as an attack on democracy.
Democrats and Republicans, elected officials on all different levels, to say that the infrastructure should be nonpartisan. Absolutely. The campaigns can go and do what they do, but the infrastructure, our democracy, is nonpartisan. And when that happens, then I think people can start trusting the system, respecting the process, and then feel comfortable with the outcome, regardless of where it may be.
New Zealand PM Jacinda Ardern and French President Emmanuel Macron hailed progress made by the Christchurch Coal cybersecurity initiative, which was set up after a white supremacist in New Zealand live streamed the slaughter of 51 Muslim worshippers on Facebook in 2019.
Can prevent this kind of terrorist behavior and what will guide people to terrorism through artificial intelligence. And it's impossible to pretend the opposite. So we will put pressure as well to have more commitment. The third point, because algorithm and artificial intelligence are the two pillars of our strategy to have, I would say, a much more efficient prevention. And I think the change, reverting to your question, is that all these players are more and more aware that the current system is no more sustainable because the pressure will increase constantly.
U.S. Attorney General met with the Ukrainian Prosecutor General at the Justice Department to discuss investigating atrocities that have occurred since Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine in February. The two signed a memorandum of understanding that established a framework for the two governments to work more closely to identify, apprehend and prosecute individuals involved in war crimes.
Know that the road ahead is neither short nor easy, but we and our Ukrainian partners will work tirelessly to pursue truth and justice. Our message is clear. There is no hiding place for the perpetrators of these atrocities.
U.S. Secretary of State met with Lebanese Prime Minister at the United Nations. Lebanon has been in the grip of 3 years severe economic crisis that has left 3/4 of its population in poverty after the Lebanese pound lost more than 90% of its value. The world's problems seized the spotlight at the UNGA yearly meeting of world leaders opened with dire assessments of the planet based by escalating crises and conflicts that an aging international order seems increasingly ill-equipped to tackle.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
और भारत में एक मुस्कुराहट, एक हंसी की लहर और बड़ी-बड़ी सामाजिक समस्याओं को अपने छोटे-छोटे चुटकुलों से लोगों का जागरण कराने का काम, उन्हें जागरूक बनाने का काम करने वाले महान कलाकार राजू श्रीवास्तव जी हमारे बीच नहीं रहे। मैं बहुत ज्यादा दुखी हूं, इसलिए क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे कलाकार थे जो बहुत वर्षों में होते हैं और भारत में इस तरह का कलाकार कोई दूसरा हुआ भी नहीं। मैं ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि उनको, उनकी आत्मा को शांति प्रदान करे और मेरी प्रार्थना उनके परिवार वालों के साथ, उनके सारे फैंस, उनके सारे प्रशंसकों के साथ है जो सारी जिंदगी उनके हास्य को सुनते रहे और उसका आनंद उठाते रहे। ओम शांति।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
what's making news across the globe. A bipartisan group of mayors said that whatever political differences they might have, they are united in fighting against recent voting restrictions enacted in some Republican-controlled states that they view as an attack on democracy.
We are all standing here together, Democrats and Republicans, elected officials on all different levels, to say that the infrastructure should be nonpartisan. Absolutely. The campaigns can go and do what they do, but the infrastructure, our democracy, is nonpartisan. And when that happens, then I think people can start trusting the system, respecting the process, and then feel comfortable with the outcome, regardless of where it may be.
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते।
French President Emmanuel Macron backed Prime Minister Modi's message to Putin on Ukraine war. The remarks by the French President at the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York City.
Prime Minister of India was right when he said, the time is not for war. It is not for revenge against the West or for opposing the West against the East. It is the time for a collective time for our sovereign equal states to cope together with challenges we face.
Prime Minister Modi held bilateral meetings with the Russian president on the sidelines of Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Uzbekistan's Samarkand. While Prime Minister Modi said that it is not an era of war, Putin acknowledged India's stand, saying that he knows about India's position on the Ukraine conflict and that they want all of this to end as soon as possible. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
Also, what's making news across the globe, a bipartisan group of mayors said that whatever political differences they might have, they are united in fighting against recent voting restrictions enacted in some Republican-controlled states that they view as an attack on democracy.
We are all standing here together, Democrats and Republicans, elected officials on all different levels, to say that the infrastructure should be nonpartisan. Absolutely. The campaigns can go and do what they do, but the infrastructure, our democracy, is nonpartisan. And when that happens, then I think people can start trusting the system, respecting the process, and then feel comfortable with the outcome, regardless of where it may be.
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते रहे, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बताना चाहता हूं साथियों। राजू भाई से हमारा संबंध लगभग 20 वर्षों का संबंध है। पहली बार अमिताभ बच्चन जी के साथ हम उनको मिले थे और अमिताभ बच्चन जी हो या फिर देश।
Yogi government calls for survey of Waqf properties.
सिर्फ वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज को क्यों मालूम कर रहे हैं आप? हिंदू एंडोमेंट बोर्ड के प्रॉपर्टीज है उसका भी तो इंक्वायरी करिए ना। मगर इस तरह का एक टारगेटेड सर्वे करना ये बिल्कुल सरासर गलत है।
Mega politics over Waqf survey debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Prime Minister of India was right when he said the time is not for war, it is not for revenge against the West.
French President hails Prime Minister Modi's words at the United Nations. Can the detractors deny heft of India's foreign policy? Debating tonight, 10 p.m.
Burning Question, powered by CAF Appliances and St. Gobain Windows.
After France, United States lauds Prime Minister's diplomacy at the world stage becomes talk of town at the United Nations General Assembly.
अगर सर्वे कराने से कोई सच सामने आता है, वक्त की संपत्ति खाली होती है और उसको गरीब मुसलमानों को कहीं पर कुछ उसका लाभ पहुंचाया जा सकता है, सरकार की पवित्र मंशा है।
Massive political face-off as Yogi government orders survey of Waqf properties within a month. Owaisi questions the UP government move on Waqf, likens it to NRC. Teesta Setalwar charge-sheeted for fabricating evidence in Gujarat riots. SIT cites deep conspiracy to stop Prime Minister Modi politically. Another Hindu temple targeted in the United Kingdom. Violence reported in Birmingham and Smethwick. Russia-Ukraine war enters day 211. Putin escalates war, drops fresh nuke threat, says it's no bluff.
We have some big breaking news here on Republic TV this Wednesday evening. Some big news coming in. That 2 years after Parambir Singh went after Republic TV, 2 years after they targeted Republic TV, the final TRP report has been submitted. That's the big breaking news coming in. We have a confirmation now that the final TRP report has been submitted. The details are not out yet. I'm waiting for my colleague Shawan to also join us on the broadcast. But the breaking news is that the final TRP report, after 2 years of investigation, has been submitted. A case where Parambir Singh tried to target Republic TV, a case where Sachin Vaze tried to target Republic TV. We don't have the details yet. We don't have our hands on that report yet. Shawan will be joining us anytime now. I want to go across to Shawan. Abhishek, this is a big breaking news update. This is a very, 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 very big breaking news update, and we want to know what's in that report, Abhishek. We want to know what's in that report because we know that the truth will be out. The truth will be out. And we want to know who's been named in that report, what are the details. But as of now, the big breaking news here on Republic TV, the final TRP report has been submitted. The details are not out yet. And everyone, it's the most awaited report in Indian media, the most awaited report in Indian media, Abhishek. And I think everyone deserves to know what's in that report. I think it's a matter of time before we get our hands on it. But we will have to wait because there is a process involved. Abhishek.
Niranjan, absolutely. You know, the agencies have filed it before the court. The court has taken cognizance of it. Notices would be served. We can apply there. The process would be followed. But the nation wants to know what's there in the TRP report. Remember, which channel was fined by the BARC? Which channel was asked by the High Court to pay that fine? Not us, not Republic. Who was behind the conspiracy? Whom did Hansa report mention as the real culprits? All that and more would be there in this report, filed by an agency before the court, and the nation wants to know what's in there, Niranjan.
I think everybody deserves to know, Abhishek. Everyone, including our viewers, deserve to know what's in that report, and we are waiting. We are waiting to get our hands on it. Aishwarya is also joining us. Aishwarya, we have this breaking news update that the final TRP report has been submitted. We don't have the details, Aishwarya. What more are you picking up? I think
absolutely,
joining us live. Yes, Aishwarya, quickly, one word from you. What are you picking up?
The nation awaits the details. The nation awaits the details. The report is yet to be accessed. But as you said, this is the final TRP report. And now it's the time for the truth to come out. The real truth to come out. We await the details and the specifications, what all is mentioned in that report. Yes, Niranjan, Rhythm also joins in. Rhythm,
what do we know? We are hearing Rhythm. Rhythm, we are hearing the final TRP report from our sources. We are hearing was filed a few days back. We don't have the exact date. Are you picking up details? What is the process when a report is filed after an investigation? Has the cognizance been taken? What do we know?
Well, let me tell you what's happening inside the courtroom. What happened was on the 8th of September, Niranjan, Aishwarya, Abhishek and Shravan, this report had been filed in the City Civil Court in Mumbai. We have the status report that says on the 8th of September, this report had been filed. The contents of the report are not yet known. We don't know whether cognizance of this report has been taken. As the nation awaits the details of this report, what we do know and what comes to be known from the case status is the final TRP report has 16 accused who are named. They can be called 16 respondents for now. We have to see what's going to happen when the report is handed over. But if we actually go into it, this is a final report in the TRP case for which 1 billion Indians have been awaiting 2 years after Parambir's lies. We'll get to get the real answers on who fixed who.
I have some breaking news update. I think, Arnav will be live in a few minutes from now. We'll try and get him as well because this is breaking news for all of us here on Republic TV. I get a sense that Shravan has more details because he tracks the agency. Shravan, what do we know about this report? When was the report filed? Has cognizance been taken? When will we get the details? When will we get our hands on it? Shravan.
Well, just to take it where Rhythm left, as far as this case is concerned, case was registered almost 2 years ago, soon after the Mumbai police had registered the FIR, making a predicate offence for the enforcement directorate to basically step in. The case was registered by the enforcement directorate in Mumbai. Thereafter, the investigation has been carried out for almost 2 years, as Rhythm was pointing out. Finally, the report has been filed by the agency. We're given to understand that was on the 8th. And today, this evening, we're given to understand that the cognizance has also been taken.
Shravan, I have a question for you, and Rhythm can help us also understand, for the benefit of viewers, Rhythm and Shravan. Please explain the process. Mumbai police picked up thread from somewhere, some random complaint, names some channels randomly even before the investigation begins. But then the matter ultimately comes to the court and then to the CBI and then to other agencies. What exactly is this report about? And from here, where the matter goes?
Yes. I think
Rhythm, you can take the question first, then I'll come to Shravan.
All right. The bigger thing that we have to really look at, like Abhishek is talking about, is what happened. 2 years ago, in the TRP case, first false malicious charges were made against Republic TV, when in a press conference, Parambir Singh had stated that he believed there was TRP fixing, and he had also named Republic TV in this regard. A charge sheet was filed in this regard. It was also submitted before the City Civil Court, and now there is a final TRP report that is also being submitted before the court. We have to see what this will say, because nobody as now what is in the report, but as the nation awaits truth, one thing is clear: it's 2 years after Parambir lied. There is going to be truth in the court. Yeah. It's the most awaited report that's been submitted in the City Civil Court on the 8th of September. And Shravan, I want you to know, I want you to tell us what the steps forward will be, because according to my sources, possibly cognizance of this report will be taken in the City Civil Court in Mumbai.
Also, Shravan, just to add, how did the central agencies get in? Just viewers should understand what all happened and has come to this stage.
Well, in fact, just to add to this so-called FIR of the Mumbai police, for all our viewers, this is what we have been saying right from day one. We were not even named in that particular FIR that was registered by the Mumbai police. That's very important for everyone to know. There are other channels which were basically named. But Mumbai police and, of course, disgraced cop Parambir Singh perhaps went a step ahead by naming several channels. In fact, went on to do a press conference. Now, just to explain what really happens, when does the central agency really step in? Can they really do it suo moto? Because a lot of people end up thinking that a central agency can just step in whenever they want. That's not the case. There has to be a predicate offence. When I say predicate offence, it essentially means that as per the PMLA Act, if there is a scheduled offence, only then can the enforcement directorate step in. It's not like the Central Bureau of Investigation. The enforcement directorate works in a very different manner. So what happens in this particular case, all that we know so far is that since the Mumbai police had already filed an FIR and they said that there is a scheduled offence, they said that there was money laundering aspect, and that's the reason why the enforcement directorate stepped in. This happened just about 2 years ago, sometime in November, if I remember it correctly. The ECIR, which is an FIR equivalent that was registered by the Enforcement Directorate. Thereafter, obviously, the same process that the Mumbai police basically indicated, the same investigation was carried out by the Enforcement Directorate. We're not privy to what really transpired thereafter. Perhaps only details of that would only come out in the charge sheet or the prosecution complaint that has now been filed by the Enforcement Directorate. Cognizance would have been taken by the PMLA court, and thereafter details would really come in. Now, the modalities is very clear that they are going to look at the allegations that were leveled by the Mumbai police. They are going to call in more people for questioning those who were named as an accused by the Mumbai police. All of that would have essentially happened.
Yeah. Shravan, getting in some responses. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there, Shravan. Getting in a lot of viewers, supporters, people who believe and trust in Republic and have stood with us all these years. Dr. Vikram Singh is on the phone line. You know, a lot of our viewers already texting Shravan, Rhythm, Aishwarya, Abhishek, asking what's in that report. Do we have excerpts of that report? We are telling them what we know. We don't have the report yet. We don't have the report. But one thing is clear, Dr. Vikram Singh, our conscience has always been clear. Our conscience has always been clear. Dr. Vikram Singh, whatever's in this report, we know the truth will come out. Dr. Vikram Singh.
Absolutely. Absolutely, the truth has the propensity of coming out, and the prognosis and the direction in which the wind is blowing, truth ultimately prevails. You, Team Republic and Arnav have stood by the truth always, and you have always spoken the truth and nothing but the truth. And therefore, I and the entire nation stand by you, and we are committed to the fact that yes, the truth is come out and will take you still higher levels of glory and achievement, and those who were on the side of sin and those who were on the side of the wrong, they will have to eat a humble pie once and for all. The nation indeed is waiting very, very keenly and eagerly to know what the exact contents of the report are, but we have a good idea of what the report is like, because there is a disquiet in the enemy camp. I don't say enemy, but in the camp who were on the side of the evil, on the side of the wrong. But yes, I'm sure it's going to bring a further glory and a bigger name for Arnav, Team Republic, and all of you who have been steadfast and who have sided with the truth, not only yesterday or today, but for all times to come. Your integrity and credibility have hit a sky high, an all-time high, and may God always bless your path.
Now, on a lighter note, Dr. Vikram Singh, my colleagues Abhishek, Aishwarya, Shravan and Rhythm are watching. I just want to say something on a lighter note and I'll hand it to them. Those anchors on those TV channels who made Parambir Singh their primetime guest, at around this time, that day, I'll never forget that day. 8 p.m. on the 8th of October,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong, Parambir Singh was their guest at 8 p.m. And those anchors right
remember.
now are
remember.
watching nervously. They're watching nervously at our hashtag because they don't know what's going to come out of it. I think
What's
Abhishek
going
and
to come
Aishwarya had a
out?
question for you. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No, absolutely. People said whatever came to their mind, and Parambir's truth and lies, whatever he said. And as you said, Niranjan, he was guest at several channels. But today, and when the truth comes out, because the wait is still on, the nation wants to know. The nation awaits the final TRP report. Abhishek, the nation wants to know today that what is the truth in that report, which you and me and everyone now, the 1.4
Aishwarya.
million Indians eagerly await, Abhishek. Yeah.
Aishwarya, since you said some anchors are going to be jittery now, you know, there is going to be the report that is going to come out. There is going to be the truth that is going to come out because of that report. And there is going to be the truth behind the truth that is going to come out, which is that before the
By the way,
interview
within the
happened,
next minute,
of
Arnab
Parambir
Goswami
Singh,
is going to
some
come.
meetings also happened in Mumbai. I think there would be some time that would come that those meetings would also have to be spoken about. Shawan, in the meantime, you know, it's very important to understand the process before Arnab joins. Just explain for the benefit of viewers what are going to be the consequences of the proceedings of the PMLA court.
I think the nation wants to hear Arnab.
I'll just get my audio fixed and I'll be back. I'll get my audio fixed. You stay there. I'll be back in a minute. No, I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, you got that. Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
You can hear.
Yeah. Hi.
Yes or no? We are on air.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Hi. So, was I interrupting Mr. Vikram Singh? No, I wasn't. Right. Okay. So I just wanted to come on air and say this, that we have just heard, Niranjan, that the final report in the TRP case has been filed, and I, for one, am eagerly anticipating it, because there are so many questions which will finally be settled, and we know that these questions need to be settled. And I hope the Lutyens media agrees with me. I hope the media conspirators, and I hope the conspirators in the media and the media who are the conspirators agree with me. Because I think it is high time that the people of this country know the truth behind this so-called TRP scam. Behind the scam which is the concoction of Parambir Singh, Sachin Vaze, Uddhav Thackeray, Anil Deshmukh and all of them. And it's been 2 years. If anybody is watching this tonight, they know that it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. 2 years in which all kinds of charges were put against us. It was told that we operate out of the proceeds of crime.
Yeah.
And it was told to us that we pay 500 rupees to people to watch our channel. Right? It was told to us that we are some kind of a mafia syndicate. And it was told to us that we are not the #1 channel, but we pay people 500 rupees to be the #1 channel. So I, for one, am really, really, really eagerly looking forward to the release of the TRP report. And I challenge them all today. I challenge all of them, each and every one of them today. And they know who they are I'm talking about. I challenge all those frauds who claim to be walking in my shoes. I ask all of them to please, whenever this report comes out, to release it. Because I think the time has come to talk about the report. And we'll get to know a lot of things in this report. Most importantly, we shall get to know who are the conspirators. We shall get to know what's in the scam. We shall get to know who are the scamsters. We shall get to know what was the exact fraud which was perpetrated. We shall get to know, though we've been saying it truly and loudly for the longest time, that this is a terrible concoction against India's #1 network. But we shall know very, very clearly that they know what the truth behind this is. और हिंदी के दर्शक हैं जो अभी रिपब्लिक भारत में भी मुझे लाइव देख रहे हैं, तो मैं यही कहना चाहता हूं कि जितने हमारे दर्शकगण हैं, आज से 2 साल पहले परमबीर सिंह, सचिन वादे, उद्धव ठाकरे की सरकार ने एक तरह से घिनौने आरोप लगाए थे रिपब्लिक नेटवर्क, रिपब्लिक भारत, रिपब्लिक टीवी के खिलाफ कि हम 500 रुपये लोगों को देकर #1 चैनल बन जाते हैं। तो मुझे अभी खबर मिली है जो ब्रेकिंग न्यूज़ है, और मैं चाहता हूं कि जितने लुटियन के चैनल है इसको दिखाएं, और जितने झूठ बोल चुके हैं जितने चैनल वो भी इसको दिखाएं। कोई हर्ज नहीं है कि सच्चाई जो भी है, हम तो चाहते हैं रिपोर्ट पब्लिक हो जाए जल्द से जल्द। अभी पब्लिक नहीं हुई है, हमारे हाथ में रिपोर्ट हमारे पास आई नहीं है अभी तक। इट इज़ नॉट पब्लिक येट, अभी भी ये पब्लिक डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं है, मगर कॉग्निजेंस कोर्ट ले चुकी है, यानी कि थोड़ी समय पे ये पब्लिक हो जाएगी, और जब पब्लिक हो जाएगी इसके बाद ये ज़रूरी होता है और एक तरह से अनिवार्य होता है उन चैनलों पर जिन्होंने हर तरह की चीज़ें कही थी हमारे खिलाफ, अनिवार्य हो जाता है उन पर कि वो भी ये सच्चाई दिखाए। क्योंकि देखिए, जब सच्चाई आप नहीं दिखाएंगे तो आपकी जो क्रेडिबिलिटी है वो बिल्कुल ध्वंस हो जाएगी, और ये क्रेडिबिलिटी की बात है। इसलिए मैं चाहता हूं कि कोर्ट ने जो कॉग्निजेंस ली है, और मुझे बताया गया है कि यहाँ पे 16 या 17 लोग हैं, 16 लोग हैं, मुझे आई बीन टोल्ड देयर आर 16 पीपल, कहा जाता है कि 16 लोग हैं जिनको इसमें रिस्पोंडेंट बनाया गया, एक तरह से अक्यूज है। मुझे इसके बारे में और कोई डिटेल नहीं है, मेरे हाथ में रिपोर्ट नहीं है, मैंने रिपोर्ट अपने आंखों से नहीं देखी है, ना निरंजन ने देखी है, ना जिस किसी ने भी देखी है। मगर मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि जो भी है इस रिपोर्ट में, हम उसको ज़रूर इसकी रिपोर्टिंग करेंगे। और मैं चाहता हूं कि जितने लुटियन के चैनल हैं जिनकी साजगाज हुई थी नहीं थी सचिन वाजे के साथ, परमबीर सिंह के साथ, वो भी इस रिपोर्ट को दिखाए, ताकि सच्चाई भारत के लोगों को पता चले कि आखिरकार टीआरपी के फाइनल रिपोर्ट में है क्या, ये कितनी बड़ी रिपोर्ट है, हाउ बिग इज द रिपोर्ट, इसमें किन किन लोगों का नाम है, हु आर द पीपल हु हैव बीन नेम्ड इन दिस रिपोर्ट, इसमें कंस्पिरेसी के बारे में क्या कहा गया है, इसमें जो षड्यंत्र की बात की गई थी उसके बारे में क्या कहा गया है। और इट इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट कि रिपब्लिक के खिलाफ जो बात बोली गई थी उसमें सच्चाई है कि झूठ है। द एलिगेशंस दैट वर मेड अगेंस्ट रिपब्लिक, आर दे ट्रू और आर दे फॉल्स? एंड आई एम सेइंग दिस विदाउट हैविंग सीन द रिपोर्ट, बट इट मस्ट बी सेड इट हैज बीन अ रिपोर्ट 2 years इन द मेकिंग। यानी कि 2 साल से पूरे भारत के लोग, 140 करोड़ भारतीय 2 साल से इसी रिपोर्ट की अपेक्षा कर रहे हैं, इसकी प्रतीक्षा में है, और रिपोर्ट अब सामने आ गई है। अब मैं चाहता हूं हर चैनल, भारत के हर चैनल, और मैं भारत के लोगों से भी अपील करना चाहता हूं कि आप लोग भी आप उन चैनलों को बोलिए, उन पे प्रेशर डालिए, उनको कहिए कि ऐसा नहीं है कि जब आपने कहा कि अर्नब गोस्वामी के खिलाफ ये है वो है, जब अर्नब गोस्वामी ने 500 रुपये दिए हैं, रिपब्लिक ने 500 रुपये दिए हैं, तो आप तो खिलखिलाते हुए ये सब दिखाते थे और हमको आप टीआरपी चोर कहते। तो मैं चाहता हूं कि उसी एंथुजियाज्म के साथ, है ना, आप अभी ये फाइनल रिपोर्ट भी दिखाएं, क्योंकि आपने उस समय परमबीर सिंह को और सचिन वाजे को एक तरह से आपने कह दिया कि सच्चाई के प्रतीक कोई है भारत में तो परमबीर सिंह है और सचिन वाजे हैं। और आज मैं कह रहा हूं उन्हीं चैनलों को कि आप पर दायित्व बनता है कि आप आज ये खुलकर कहें। मैं सबको कहता हूं, मेरे दोस्त हो दुश्मन हो उससे कोई मतलब नहीं है, मैं खुलकर कह रहा हूं उनको कि आप आज दिखाइए। ये भारत के लोग आप पर सवाल उठाएंगे, नहीं तो आप पर आपका मजाक होगा, लोग सवाल आप पे उठाएंगे। और क्या उठा नहीं रहे? क्या मैं आज अगर मैं टीवी में देखकर मैं पूछ रहा हूं कि जितने हमारे दर्शक हैं, मैं पूछना चाहता हूं उनको हिंदी में भी अंग्रेजी में भी, ऑन रिपब्लिक टीवी एंड ऑन रिपब्लिक भारत एंड ऑन रिपब्लिक बांग्ला, मैं भारत के सब लोगों को कहना चाहता हूं कि जो भी है इस रिपोर्ट में, इस रिपोर्ट को दिखाना चाहिए कि नहीं, इस पर पूरे भारत में सामाजिक तौर पर, एक तरह से राजनीतिक तौर पर नहीं मगर सामाजिक तौर पर इस पर चर्चा हो कि नहीं हो। मुझे लगता है हो। मैं कहता हूं कि आज पूछता है भारत, एंड द नेशन वांट्स टू नो इस रिपोर्ट में है क्या, और क्या इस रिपोर्ट को दिखाया जाएगा, क्या इस रिपोर्ट के एक पैराग्राफ को दिखाया जाएगा, कि एक लाइन को दिखाया जाएगा, कि पूरी रिपोर्ट को दिखाया जाएगा। मुझे तो लगता है कि जो भी है इस रिपोर्ट में, भारत के हर मीडिया संस्था को इसको अपने वेबसाइट पे दिखा देना चाहिए। ये नहीं कि अगर रिपोर्ट आपको अच्छा लगे आप दिखाएंगे, आपको बुरा लगे आप नहीं दिखाएंगे। क्यों? है ना श्रवण, वॉट एवर इज द ट्रूथ मस्ट बी शोन। तो मैं 1 मिनट के लिए अंग्रेजी में भी जितने हमारे दर्शक हैं उनको कहना चाहता हूं कि देखिए, जो भी सच्चाई है दिखानी चाहिए। और हमारे इस वक्त रतन शारदा है, मुझे पता गया है, और हमारे जिनको हम बहुत मानते हैं, बहुत ही ज़्यादा मानते हैं, जीडी बख्शी भी हमारे साथ है। रतन शारदा जी, आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं? मैं अर्नब गोस्वामी बोल रहा हूँ, क्या आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं शारदा साहब? सुन रहा हूँ मैं। हाँ जी, ये मैं कह रहा हूँ कि हमें अभी अभी खबर मिली है, जो ब्रेकिंग खबर है, कि जो फाइनल टीआरपी रिपोर्ट है, ईडी की फाइनल टीआरपी रिपोर्ट, ये सबमिट की गई है और ये रिपोर्ट हाथ में नहीं आई है। मगर क्या आपको लगता है कि जो भी है इस रिपोर्ट में, ये इस पर सारे भारत के मीडिया को दिखाना चाहिए, इस पर चर्चा होनी चाहिए? आपको क्या लगता है? व्हाट डू यू थिंक, शुड देयर बी अ डिबेट ऑन दिस?
देखिए अर्नब, ये टीआरपी की रिपोर्ट जो है, ये ऐसे ही रिपोर्ट है जिसने सारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया को हिला दिया था। कई झूठे गवाह खड़े किए गए, कई झूठे केस बनाए गए, जिसके अंदर कुछ सरकारें इन्वॉल्व हो गई, चाहे वो महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट हो, चाहे पुलिस हो, उसके कारण आपको इतनी क्षति हुई है, किसी इंडिपेंडेंट चैनल को क्षति हुई, कई चैनल्स ने इसको एक बहुत ही अपमान के तरीके से इसको डिमोनाइज करके भी दिखाया गया कई टीवी चैनल्स के द्वारा, और कईयों का चरित्र हनन हुआ। अगर इस प्रकार हुआ है और ये रिपोर्ट आई है तो बहुत आवश्यक है कि रिपोर्ट पब्लिक हो, और जो चैनल खासकर जिन्होंने इसमें स्टैंड लिया था, एक अपनी भूमिका बनाई थी कि किस प्रकार से वो बिल्कुल ईमानदारी के पुतले हैं और किस प्रकार से रिपब्लिक टीवी इसने बहुत मैनिपुलेशन किया है, उन सबको बहुत जरूरी है कि वो ये रिपोर्ट दिखाएं और उसको स्वीकार करें कि उनसे गलती हुई है। इसी प्रकार रिपब्लिक का भी एग्जॉनरेशन हो कि किस प्रकार उसको बदनाम किया गया, जो सजाएं और जिस प्रकार का जेल रिपब्लिक के लोगों का हुआ, इंक्लूडिंग अर्नब गोस्वामी हिमसेल्फ, ये तो एक दूसरी बात है, वो तो बिल्कुल ही अन्याय हुआ ही। लेकिन एक पूरी चैनल को जिस प्रकार से बदनाम किया गया, जिस प्रकार से उसका दुरुपयोग और लोगों ने किया, और जिन्होंने बिना सोचे समझे इसको अपने रंग से अपमान करने की कोशिश की, और सभी को ये रिपोर्ट दिखानी चाहिए और सभी को स्वीकार करना चाहिए कि हम ये जो कर रहे हैं ये मीडिया की किसी भी मॉरल नीति, कोई भी नैतिक जिम्मेदारी से अलग था, और आगे से हम जिम्मेदारी के साथ में रिपोर्टिंग करेंगे।
जी जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। और एक सवाल मैं जीडी बख्शी साहब से भी करना चाहूंगा। जनरल बख्शी, आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं? जनरल बख्शी, एक खबर अभी आई है, ब्रेकिंग खबर है कि 2 साल बाद जो टीआरपी स्कैम की फाइनल रिपोर्ट पब्लिक हो गई है। पब्लिक नहीं हुई है, मतलब एक कोर्ट में डाली गई है, पब्लिक होगी मगर कोर्ट में डाली गई है। यानी 2 साल बाद ये रिपोर्ट, जो सच्चाई है टीआरपी की, जो परमवीर सिंह और सचिन वाजे, अनिल देशमुख और उद्धव ठाकरे ने ये सब जो किया था, कहा था और जिस तरह से उंगली उठाने की कोशिश की थी, इसकी सच्चाई, इसका पर्दाफाश होगा कि इसमें कितना सच था, कितना झूठ। आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे इस पर? व्हाट वुड यू लाइक टू से सर?
अर्नब, मैं केवल ये कहना चाहूंगा, इस देश की मोटो है सत्यमेव जयते, द ट्रूथ अलोन ट्रायम्फ्स, सत्येन प्रतिष्ठाय जगत। इस जगत का आधार सत्य है, तो हम सत्य दिखाएं प्लीज। यू नो, पैरागॉन्स ऑफ वर्च्यू बना दिए गए थे परमवीर सिंह, सचिन वाजे जैसे लोग, जो आप पे इल्जाम दर इल्जाम लगा रहे थे। मुझे वो लहमें याद है अर्नब, और कितनी दिल में हमारे टीस उठी थी, कितनी चुभी थी बात। Here are the paragons of virtue. Here are the exemplars of truth. Here is Daniel's come to justice. Paramveer Singh, Waze, Sachin Waze, murderer, smuggler. I mean, the worst crime cop, they were lined against you. You know, in the lighter vein, Arnab, may I say, there is a very nice line by Louis Fisher. He said, when a true genius comes into the world, you can know him by this one sign. The dunces are all in league against him. So,
I'd say that.
You have made a path-breaking, thing in the media. You are a media person yourself, running a media channel, and I thought people would support you. I thought the media would stand by you when the chips were down. Look at the way,
नहीं मगर बिल्कुल नहीं, मगर अभी जो है, अभी बिल्कुल जनरल बख्शी, थैंक यू सो मच, एंड आई वुड लाइक टू से गुड बाय टू द हिंदी रिपब्लिक भारत व्यूअर्स। रिपब्लिक भारत के जितने दर्शक हैं उनको नमस्कार कहते हुए मैं यही कहना चाहूँगा कि आप जितने हमारे दर्शक हैं, जितने हमारे चाहने वाले हैं, जितने हमारे समर्थक हैं, जितने हमारे आलोचक भी हैं, मगर जितने हमारे दर्शक हैं, मैं सिर्फ एक बात कहना चाहूँगा आज उनको, एक ही बात कहना चाहूँ कि देखिए, आपकी भी जिम्मेदारी बनती है। और आपकी जिम्मेदारी क्या है? आपकी जिम्मेदारी है कि आप उन चैनलों पर, उन मीडिया वालों पर, उन लोगों पर और उन जो कहते हैं कमेंटेटर्स पर, आप उनको कहे कि अगर आपने परमवीर सिंह की बात को मान करके इतनी बड़ी लंबी लाइन खींच दी थी और आपने कहा था कि परमवीर सिंह बिल्कुल सच्चाई के प्रतीक है, तो आज आप पर भी जिम्मेदारी होती है कि आप किसी भी तरह से उन मीडिया वालों को कहे कि देखिए, जो असली टीआरपी रिपोर्ट है, जो पूरी टीआरपी रिपोर्ट है, उसको छुपाने की कोशिश ना करें, और अगर छुपाने की कोशिश करें तो एटलीस्ट इस पर पब्लिक डिस्क्लोजर करें कि छुपाने की कोशिश क्यों कर रहे हैं। क्योंकि इस वक्त हमारे साथ बनारस से लेकर कन्याकुमारी तक हमारे न्यूज़ रूम में फ़ोन आ रहे हैं, लोग हमें कह रहे हैं, मुझे हर वक्त मैसेज मिल रहा है कि लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि इस बार फाइनल टीआरपी रिपोर्ट कहाँ दिखाई जाएगी। तो मैं कह रहा हूँ, देखिए, रिपब्लिक में तो दिखाएंगे, मगर उन चैनलों को भी अब दिखानी चाहिए। इसलिए मैं कहूंगा कि हमारे ग्रिड में भी वो लाइन लगे कि लुटियन मीडिया में क्या हिम्मत है कि फाइनल टीआरपी रिपोर्ट दिखाएं। दोस्तों, आई वुड लाइक टू से गुड बाय टू द रिपब्लिक भारत व्यूअर्स। रिपब्लिक भारत के दर्शकों को नमस्कार। मैं आगे अंग्रेजी में थोड़ा प्रसारण करूंगा एंड आई वुड लाइक टू गो अक्रॉस टू शवन। शवन, what is the implication of this report first? What is the implication of this report whenever it comes out? And when was it filed? When was it taken cognizance by the court?
Well, just to get into the specifics, one, the case was registered about 2 years ago, soon after the FIR that was registered by the Mumbai police, paving the way for the enforcement director to take over the case. Right. And it was the same FIR. So just to remind our viewers, the FIR was never against us. It was not against Republic TV. So that same FIR was taken by the enforcement directorate. They were specifically looking into the allegations of what Mr. Parambir Singh, the disgraced crop, had to say, that there's money laundering, there are proceeds of crime. So all of that was essentially the main area, the mandate of the enforcement director to really look into. And that what they have done over the last 2 years is look into all aspects of all those who were called in for custody, even by the Mumbai police. Enforcement director did the same thing. Now, just to answer your question in terms of what is the implication, one, what is going to happen right now? On the 8th of September, what has happened? The charge sheet was filed. The cognizance has already been taken. Perhaps in a day or two, all the accused, that's 16 accused, would be served a copy of this particular charge sheet that has been filed, and warrant is issued from the court, and that happens. Now, it goes to the appellate authority. Now, it's a little different than what happens in the case of a CRPC or an IPC case, what the Mumbai police had essentially done. It goes into an appellate authority. The attachments that have been made in this particular case still remains, because now the enforcement directorate would essentially say that they have enough evidence to go ahead with the attachments that have been made in this particular case. And more importantly, it would be looking into a larger role. Mumbai police specifically looked at just few allegations. For the enforcement directorate, it was a larger issue to look at, whether at all there is money laundering. So if Mumbai police was saying that yes, there are shell companies that were brought in and the money was routed, diverted, and several other allegations, all of that would have been looked into by the enforcement directorate.
Well, so it's been, I mean, the point being, Rhythm, it's been a very long process. It's been a laborious process, and it seems, Rhythm, to be an extremely intricate, extensive, intense investigation, because it's taken 2 years. It's taken 2 years to file.
Absolutely. Arnab, and what we also remember, like we heard General G.D. Bakshi also talking about, is the malicious words from Parambir and how they were shown on other channels. There were press conferences and then interviews done by the disgraced cop, and after those interviews, those media channels have failed to show what's been happening in the case. It's very, very clear. It is time for the Lutyens to really come out. It is time for the media channels to answer why there was this concerted conspiracy. These people who were in the helm of affairs at that time, whether it's the former Home Minister of Maharashtra, Anil Deshmukh, who's currently in prison in another case, whether it's Sachin Waze, who's a murder accused in another case, or whether it's Parambir Singh, who's been disgraced and is also facing allegations in other cases and this case as well. What we did see in the TRP case also, Arnab, is Sachin Waze telling the court that he got orders from people to fix the TRP case. He of course is playing the blame game, but like Shavan is talking about, we need to continue looking at the real nexus between the media and these disgraced people.
And you know, as I look back now upon 2 years, Shavan, you know, this is a final case, final report in the TRP case which is out, and I think Aishwarya needs to go on the Hindi channel immediately. He needs to go on the Hindi channel, so I'm going to free him there. But viewers, I want to tell you that 2 years after it all began in the TRP case, 2 years after accusations were made against us, 2 years 2 years since I was almost 2 years since 200 policemen were sent by Uddhav Thackeray and Parambir Singh and Sachin Waze came to my house with AK-47s to arrest me. 2 years after they filed cases against over 1,000 journalists of the Republic Media Network. It's been 2 years. 2 years, Abhishek and Shravan. 2 years for this report to come out. And some people thought, okay, this report's not going to come out. Savio, they said, it's not going to come out. You know, you can forget about it. The truth will never come out. The truth will be buried. But now we know, and the biggest anticipation is, Savio, the truth is out. It's just that we haven't accessed it yet. But it's so exciting because we know that after 2 years, the truth is out. It's locked up in a report somewhere. It's just a matter of time before it's accessed, Savio. Just a matter of time now.
You know, Arnab, finally after 2 years, the truth behind the TRP scam is in a report that will be made public very soon. Yeah. And the only channel discussing that was the channel that everyone went after.
Yeah.
Who was the actual one that everyone went after, and that's the irony.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
So the other channels who were gloating at that point of time, who were targeting you, Arnab, and targeting us collectively, are actually not showing the TRP scam report, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous, because if you really believed in what the TRP scam was all about, you should be showing the report, which means the Republic is innocent. The Republic stood its ground for the truth that it carries, and more importantly, it proves that we were targeted deliberately because we went after the truth again and again, and we will continue to go after it.
See, Savio, the most amazing thing here is, and I want to come into Abhishek on this, the most amazing thing is we don't know what's in the report. You don't know what's in the report, but we're sticking our neck out and saying the report is out. I mean, it's the biggest story in the country today. 1.4 billion people tonight, Abhishek, asking, has the report been filed? And do you think it's possible that the Latvian channels don't know that the report has been filed? Of course not. They know the report has been filed. They know it's a final report. They know it's the ED report. They know whatever is in the report is monumental, historic, headline grabbing. I mean, it's going to be impossible. It's going to be impossible, I think, this time for these Latvian channels to avoid reporting on the report when it comes. But why are they hiding the fact that the report has been submitted, that it's in court, that the court is taking cognizance of it, that there are 16 respondents? How can they really face their viewers, Abhishek? How can they even face their and we are told right now that the hashtag is already trending. It's already trending. The report is not out yet and it's trending, ladies and gentlemen. The final TRP report, the hashtag is trending. This is becoming really big. There's an incredible amount of public interest building up. I really think I would put my bet on it that these channels will not be able to avoid reporting on this time. What do you think, Abhishek? What's your guess? What's your guess?
Oh no, Shravan just informed us that the report was submitted in fact on 8th of September. It's the 8th of September and today we are 21st of September. It's been about a fortnight. It's not possible that these people did not know that the report has been filed or that the court has taken cognizance of it. These people knew even before investigation began which channel is involved. These people knew before the investigation picked up pace that this channel did this, that channel did what. It's not possible that they don't know who's named. It's not possible that the channel which paid a fine, it's not possible that the channel which was asked by the High Court of Bombay to pay a fine does not know what's there in the report, or at least they know that the report has been filed, the process has begun, court has taken cognizance, it would be out in a while. It's just a matter of, I believe, Rhythm can tell us more, just apply and get a copy, whatever time it takes, and then the nation would know what's the truth. And as I was saying earlier, it's not just about the truth that is there in the report, but it's also about the truth of the conspiracy that went into the exercise of starting this investigation, starting this process of targeting Republic, which began not with that press conference where conclusions had already been drawn, but it began with the conspiracy at some boardroom where 2, 3 people or 4 people came together and decided that Republic has to be fixed for having dared to be number one. Based on our content, based on our coverage, based on our connect with the masses. I think that was not liked, and that's when the conspiracy began. Hopefully, after the report is out or not, somebody would go on and look at that aspect as well. And that's what perhaps
responses.
People across the country, those who admire our work, would be interested in knowing or not.
Well, I'm back here. I lost the line in between, but I want to tell you, we're flooded. We're absolutely flooded right now. It's incredible. I mean, it's like the whole country has really stood up in one. It's incredible today to be in this newsroom because I know the calls we are getting, and it's incredible, isn't it, viewers? 20 minutes before I start my program usually, this is already trending, and I say, yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's make it trend. Whatever is in the report, we stick our neck out, and we say, whatever is in the report, we will truthfully publish and report whatever is in the final TRP report, and I do hope that the rest of the media takes a cue from that and also does the same. This is becoming one of those moments, Shawan, for the entire media. It's becoming a test of the media in a way that the people of this country want to see whether the final report will be published or reported or aired or broadcast or debated by them. Because if they do not, then their credibility will be down to smithereens. Absolutely down to smithereens, won't it? And what do you think, viewers? You can tell me about that also using the hashtag final TRP report. Shawan, what do you think? It's an interesting moment we are all heading towards. It's an interesting moment.
Well, Arnab, if I can just add one line, the credibility of the Lutyens media was down smithereens the day when they started taking notes from Sachin Vaze. I still can't understand a man who has never investigated any financial cases was handed over and told that look into a company, and he was asked to look into the balance sheets of those companies. I still can't understand whether at all Mr. Sachin was ever qualified in the first place to look into this particular case. Now, that aside, the question here is that very media lapped it up. Every single day there were reporters who were given the specific task. And I can say that with some amount of confidence, that there were reporters from certain media networks who were given only one task, that go and meet Mr. Sachin Vaze every evening in his office, take down everything that he utters without asking him a single question, and then come back and just simply vomit without any sort of any due diligence. No due diligence has ever been done. And that's a crying shame for the entire media today, that what you did in the past, perhaps it's a moment of, it's time that you change that. It's time that you realize the mistake that you've made, perhaps some sort of a redemption if you only put out the truth. Where we are just going to, we are hoping, not very sure how much they are going to really do it.
Absolutely. I just want to say a couple of things out here as we move on, and it's a very, very interesting moment out here we're heading towards. And the question is this, viewers. I want to read out some of the responses. Okay. So we have Upasana who messages saying we have always had faith in Republic, but this report will silence Lutyens. We hope so. We hope so, ladies and gentlemen. Also, Pragati says, nation wants to know the final TRP report. We are eagerly waiting for the final TRP report, Arnab sir. Thank you. So are we. And Pratna says, after 2 years of conspiracy and fixing, finally the truth will come out in its raw form. Yes, Pratna, but will all those who made Sachin Vaze India's Sherlock Holmes have the guts to actually report what's in the TRP report? Will they or won't they? It's time to guess, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking calls on this. In fact, I'll take a couple of calls on this also if I can. Ladies and gentlemen, another message says from Shamnar Bites says that this is a deja vu moment as I watch the TRP case debates from 2 years ago. I don't know, but this is my emotional connection to Republic or just a coincidence. But now the truth has come to know the real truth in the TRP case. Hip hip hooray to Republic. Well, bit early to say hip hip hooray yet, but we are clearly watching. And I think viewers, another person who should have the guts to face the people of this country should be Parambir Singh, should be Sachin Vaze. Oh, Sachin Vaze is in jail. Anil Deshmukh's in jail. But Parambir Singh should have the guts to face us, to face the people of this country whenever this report comes out, and be subject to scrutiny himself if required. And Ranita Roy says there was never ever an iota of doubt about you, Arnab, and Republic's integrity, but this report is much required to thwart the Lutyens conspirators scared of your success. Thank you very, very much. Well, you know, we have been pursuing the truth regardless of the consequences. But this case is particularly big. I want Savio, you to tell us about the significance of this from a media perspective. You're a media man. You've been in the business, at least 20 years. And so from a media perspective, the reporting on lack of reporting in the case, whatever in the report, the nature of the report, because it really set off a can of worms. On the basis of this report, the rating agency stopped putting out the ratings. You had a whole lot of lobbying going on. There were whole attempts to say, kick Republic out, kick Arnab out, put Arnab in jail. All kinds of things were said. Front page headlines were put out in the Times of India almost on a recurrent basis, to try and fix us. But from a media conversation and a media controversy perspective, what will this report really mean when it comes out? Savio?
See, the most important part, Arnab, the mere fact that you're showcasing the report itself, and when it comes out, shows that your credibility is intact. But the most important thing, what happened when the TRP scam came out, was the deliberate targeting of the Republic channel and of you personally. Yeah. But what they did not want to look at was the real truth of the TRP scam. And Parambir Singh, during his first press conference itself, completely, oversighted the real names mentioned in the FIR and deliberately looked at the Republic and went after it. So what does it show? Yeah. It shows that there are certain sections of the media that work with certain political lobbies. That political lobbies target media that are speaking the truth on several issues that are in the country. This particular lobby hobnobs with politicians, hobnobs with police officers, hobnobs with people that matter, are in control of the flow of finances or the flow of the political situations in the country. And we've seen this, and I don't need to name anybody. We have people who are known to actually, talk about ministerial positions and all that. It's important for the country to realize. It's important for the country to realize.
Absolutely. I'm sorry to cut you short there, but I've just been told I have to get ready for the 9 o'clock show. Viewers, we are going to take this. We're going to take this at 9. Savio, I'm going to hand over with one question to Swapnil Kothari, who's been waiting for a long time. Swapnil, this is big. Everyone's talking about the final TRP report, already trending. Even the report hasn't come out yet. The court's taken cognizance of it. But what it means to me is that the matter is in public conversation. It's very much in people's minds. If people thought, if our enemies thought, conspirators thought that in 2 years people will forget what people tried to do versus with Republic, they haven't forgotten. Swapnil, it's very much top of mind as far as people are concerned, and they want to know what's in the final TRP report.
Well, Arnab, it's a vindication of our entire efforts and what you have gone through. Today, the truth will be trending, as it was not trending in the past 2 years, but from today onwards, the truth will be trending, and trending big time. The so-called forerunners of journalism with some metallic standards, and who pursued headline after headline, will now become also-rans, and you as Republic will now become the pioneers of journalism, which you already have been since that May 6, 2017, and much before that to yourself as a brand image. So this report will be a culmination of your efforts, and it will really, really drive home the truth to 140 crore people, that what you have been saying all along is nothing but the truth, and you have always been a forerunner for truth, regardless of the consequences. And the way you have covered story after story,
and we will,
story after story, you have developed a fan following of no equal.
No, it's the brand. It's the brand. And as I say, I'm going to be back in a few minutes. Swapnil, thank you very much. I hand over to my able colleagues, Rhythm and Abhishek and Shaman, of course, for taking this forward. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the support so far. And we are back at 9 with the much-awaited truth, which is going to come out about the final TRP report. Will the rest of the media show the courage or the conviction to report it whenever it comes out? That's our talking point tonight. Over to you, Shawan.
All right, Shawan, I have a question. As Arnab gets ready and comes back for 9 p.m., short, quick question. The ED submits the report, the court takes cognizance. You said 16 are named. The court, what's the process from here on till the time we actually see the report?
So what essentially happens is that there's a notice that is going to be sent out to all the 16 accused, informing that they have now been charge sheeted. I'm given to understand that perhaps it's a matter of another 24 to 48 hours before all the 16 accused in this particular case, or the 16 respondents, would have to now basically appear. their lawyers would essentially be given a certified copy of this particular charge sheet.
So can I just intervene? So if Republic is not, if Republic is there in those 16 named, we become part of the process.
Right.
If we are not, then can we say that we are out and exonerated?
Well, that's difficult to say right now, Abhishek, because we're not very sure. There hasn't been any communication from the Enforcement Directorate side to us particularly that goes on to indicate that we are not an accused. If we were an accused, perhaps Rhythm can also, bear me out on this, that we would have also been notified. The very fact that we haven't been notified by the Enforcement Directorate, we can safely assume that we are not an accused in this particular case. Now, the second part is that the court basically would intervene right now. Notices would be issued. They would be asked to appear. A date would be set for that. That takes generally, typically, if you look at other cases, the PMLA cases, it takes roughly about 2 to 3 weeks for this process to completely get over and then the trial to essentially begin.
So essentially the case is sub judice, and who knows better about what's sub judice and what to do when it's sub judice than Rhythm. Rhythm, over to you. Your last words before I believe Arnab is back.
I remember this moment. It is like a lot of our panelists have been telling us, Abhishek, Shavan, there is a deja vu involved with this. We all go back to 2 years ago when this entire witch hunt started, when Abhishek, Shavan were also taken to the Mumbai police stations and asked repeated questions, when several of us were told to give out our software details, log IDs, passwords, personal details of every member of the newsroom desk. Children, in fact, almost just 20 were told to go there. The details sought included true copies of emails of shift schedules, details of the editorial software used by the channel, the user login activity, and at the same time, the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Savio was having a gala time, giving out some sort of juicy horror details which were manufactured and false to other channels. And it doesn't get more shocking because the other channels were calling him Parambir Ji. Parambir Ji, aap keh rahe hain ki ye TRP scandal hui hai. Where are those people who need to question Parambir today and ask him what's in this final TRP report? Why this deafening silence from them is something, Abhishek, we all need to ask those people, because this is a report that is stirring national anticipation, Savio, into what lies ahead. I also remember not only the details that were asked for, but also how other channels raised questions on our main beliefs on keeping the nation first.
Absolutely, Rhythm. This TRP report is going to open some difficult questions for those about whom you were mentioning. I think Arnab should be back in any time now. We will take a short break and come back with the TRP report story again.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते रहे, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बताना चाहता हूं साथियों। राजू भाई से हमारा संबंध लगभग 20 वर्षों का संबंध है। पहली बार अमिताभ बच्चन जी के साथ हम उनको मिले थे और अमिताभ बच्चन जी हो या फिर देश के बड़े बड़े कलाकार, वो सभी लोग राजू श्रीवास्तव जी को बहुत प्यार करते थे, बहुत प्यार देते थे, बहुत सम्मान था। और राजू श्रीवास्तव लोगों के दिलों में समाना जानते थे। कॉमेडी करने वाला एक शख्सियत कितना गंभीर है कि उनके पीछे कई घटनाओं से आपको पता चलेगा। वो उत्तर प्रदेश में उनको पीछे यूपी फिल्म डेवलपमेंट कॉरपोरेशन का अध्यक्ष बनाया गया था। इस रूप में भी उन्होंने बहुत सेवा करी है और एक कॉमेडियन होते हुए भी उनकी जो स्टार वैल्यू थी बहुत बड़ी थी। जब जब देश में कॉमेडी की बात आएगी तो सबसे ऊपर नाम राजू श्रीवास्तव जी का लिखा जाएगा, जो कुछ लोग हैं उनमें वो शामिल है। मैं बहुत व्यथित मन से प्रभु से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि हमारे राजू श्रीवास्तव भैया के परिवार को, उनके सभी चाहने वालों को ये दुख बर्दाश्त करने की शक्ति दे।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई, नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो
All right, this was 8 p.m. But the most important story of the day with the most important editor, Arnab Goswami, just after the short break.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई, नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों, अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
दूसरों की खुशी में अपनी खुशी देखने वाला राजू श्रीवास्तव भैया नहीं रहा। मुझे पता है ये समाचार देश में बहुत लोगों को व्यथित करेगा, मगर हम सभी जानते हैं काफी दिनों से वो अस्पताल में जीवन और मौत से जूझ रहे थे। बहुत कोशिशें की गईं, लेकिन हम उन्हें बचाने में असफल रहे। मैं प्रार्थना करता हूं प्रभु से कि राजू भाई को अपने श्री चरणों में स्थान दें और उनके जितने चहेते हैं उन सभी लोगों को ये दुख बर्दाश्त करने की शक्ति दें।
और भारत में एक मुस्कुराहट, एक हंसी की लहर और बड़ी बड़ी सामाजिक समस्याओं को अपने छोटे छोटे चुटकुलों से लोगों का जागरण कराने का काम, उन्हें जागरूक बनाने का काम करने वाले महान
Russians escalating the war in Ukraine.
Massive face-off between the TDP and the YSRCP.
Shubhendu Adhikari specifically wants a CBI inquiry.
It's been 2 years for this report to come out. The truth will be buried, but now we know, and the biggest anticipation is the truth is out.
Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Russians escalating the war in Ukraine.
Massive face-off between the TDP and the YSRCP.
Shubhendu Adhikari specifically wants a CBI inquiry.
अगर सर्वे कराने से कोई सच सामने आता है, वह की संपत्ति खाली होती है और को गरीब मुसलमानों को कहीं पर कुछ उसका लाभ पहुंचाया जा सकता है, सरकार की पवित्र मंशा है।
सिर्फ वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज को क्यों मालूम कर रहे हैं आप? हिंदू एंडोमेंट बोर्ड के प्रॉपर्टी से उसका भी तो इंक्वायरी करिए ना। मगर इस तरह का एक टारगेटेड सर्वे करना ये बिल्कुल सरासर गलत है।
It's been 2 years for this report to come out. The truth will be buried, but now we know, and the biggest anticipation is the truth is out.
Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
These were the players of under 17 who were there in Saharanpur, and we can clearly see the lunch which was served in the toilet.
बाउंड्री वॉल है, देखिए पूरी तरीके से क्षतिग्रस्त हो चुकी है। मलबा हटाने का जो कार्य है वो लगातार जारी है।
जयपुर के बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता जो है विधानसभा की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं, लेकिन विधानसभा से ठीक पहले उन्हें रोका गया है।
Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group. Century Ply. JK Tires. And CAF Appliances.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for joining me on this very important broadcast. I thought I'd begin by speaking to you for a little longer this evening. Viewers, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, they called me names and they called me a thief. They called me a thief, viewers. And they even said that I had paid 500 rupees to every Indian to make the Republic Network #1 in India. In other words, they accused us of bribing you. They said we were giving bribes and you were taking bribes, and because you took bribes, we became the most watched network in India. Can you believe it? They actually said that, viewers. They said that. They wanted you to believe that. And they said that some of those said they were walking in my shoes, and that Republic was a mafia operation. You know who I'm talking about, don't you, viewers?
They conspired with the tainted Parambir Singh and the murder charge Sachin Waze and the now in jail Anil Deshmukh of the NCP to claim, ladies and gentlemen, that Republic's success was a result of deceit. And they joined hands, ladies and gentlemen. They became a collaborative effort, you know it, but I'm saying all this to you tonight for a reason. Ladies and gentlemen, these people, these good-for-nothing people who claim they inherited my shoes, along with the Vadra Congress, they even shamelessly joined hands with Pakistan to attack me, to attack my colleagues, to attack this network, to attack this channel. And they celebrated, viewers. Oh, they celebrated so hard when 200 AK-47 wielding policemen led by Sachin Waze walked into my home and assaulted my family and assaulted me and took me with 20 vehicles in front and 20 behind in the presence of 500 armed policemen like a terrorist to jail. They said they were so happy that night when I was arrested, even happier than the night when the Vadra Congress publicly claimed on social media the responsibility for carrying out an acid attack on me in the heart of Mumbai. And viewers, we knew all along that one day will come. One day, viewers, a day will come for no doubt. We knew one day the truth will come, and that day will come. We knew that day will come when the truth will be out. And now the truth is out, viewers. The truth is out. And they, viewers, they, all of them, they don't know where to hide. Not from me, but from you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lutyens media, their co-conspirators, they who said they walk in my shoes, they who conspired with the Vadra Congress, they who even conspired with our enemy nation of Pakistan, they don't know where to hide from you. They really want to hide from you. Some of them don't want to be on air tonight because they know on this channel there is Arnab saying the truth is out. And on that channel, all they have are people who are on air out of compulsion because they know that this very moment, if you check, they're not going to talk about the truth. They want to hide from you, viewers, because they know whatever the truth, it is in the final TRP report. And the good news I wanted to share with you today. Yes, viewers, the final TRP report, I am told, has been filed. And it has been filed after 2 years. And it's been filed in court. That's the biggest thing. And we are told the court has sometime this evening, where we heard breaking news that the court has taken cognizance of the final TRP report. Now, what does that mean? That means, viewers, that whatever the truth, it cannot be stopped now from formally and publicly coming out strong. To the point to which, viewers, in a few hours from now, maybe a day, 2, I don't know, you can have in your hands the entire TRP report. And they know, the conspirators know, or rather should I say they fear, that the truth this time may cinch them. They thought they will say anything which comes to their mind 2 years back, and the truth will never come out, because that's the way they think things work in India. You can put any accusation and get away with it and hope that people have a short public memory. That's the reason, viewers, you can be called bribe takers, I can be called a bribe giver, accusations can be made, deals can be done between corporates, policemen, politicians, Pakistan, Vadra Congress, because they think the truth will never come out. And they think they will all come together and present you their side of the story. But the truth is out, viewers, and I want you to put these liars to the test. won't you do this for me, viewers? I'm asking you tonight. Won't you confront them? Won't you ask them to reveal the truth? And won't you ask them publicly whether they have the courage to show the final TRP report? And if not, why not? If they don't have the courage, if they've decided not to show the final TRP report, why are they not showing it? Didn't they go to town, viewers? Didn't they do headline after headline, graphic, accusations, discussions? Didn't they do it for days? Didn't they put cameras outside my house? Didn't they chase me? Didn't they chase my family? Didn't they attack my colleagues? Didn't they question or try to undermine Republic? Did they not try to taint us? And did they not all do that saying what they had put out was the truth? And now that the truth is out, will they not put out the truth? Ladies and gentlemen, you must put them to the test. Because the nation must know. Because the nation will know. And ladies and gentlemen, like I always say, and I know you're saying this with me tonight, in this case, in this specific case, viewers, stand with me and say the nation wants to know. I know wherever you are watching this tonight, and I know I'm looking straight at you, viewers, for I have the courage to look at my viewer eye to eye, speak to my viewer eye to eye. They don't, viewers, and I want you to tell them the nation wants to know what is in the final TRP report. Ask them, viewers. Ask them relentlessly. That's what we are anticipating. We hope we get the TRP report soon. Whatever it is, we'll report it. Because 2 years after the lies spewed by Parambir Singh and his nexus, today I'm told the final TRP report is ready. And it's time for the truth. And will those people who think I'm their enemy talk about it? That is debate number 1, viewers. And debate number 2 this evening. The late Ahmed Patel, another truth we must talk about. The late Ahmed Patel, what was his association with supporting or funding Teesta Setalwad's lies? Ladies and gentlemen, what is the Ahmed Patel link? Another story only Republic will talk about. And here are the headlines this Wednesday evening, the 21st of September, on the debate tonight. After 2 years, the final TRP report is submitted. Details are not out yet, but they will be. The final TRP report will reveal the truth about the scam. The accused will be served a copy soon. 16 respondents in the final TRP report, as per details available. This is India's most awaited report. And 2 years after Parambir's, the tainted Parambir's lies, the Latvian media still blacking out the news or detail of the final TRP report. The plot to take down Modi politically, Republic accesses an explosive charge sheet against Teesta Setalwad. And the SIT said Teesta's Sanjeev Bhatt and RB Sri Kumar worked with Ahmed Patel to take down Modi after the 2002 riots. And ladies and gentlemen, 2 years ago, 1 year, 11 months and 13 days to be precise, the tainted Parambir held a press conference and said that we had paid you, that we were bribing you 500 rupees each to watch our channel. And a nexus, a corporate nexus of the media who had lost out to us tried to brandish us as chores. They said we are TRP thieves, TRP chores. They said nobody watches Republic. It's a lie. Only those who we pay 500 rupees watch our channel. They targeted our journalists, my entire newsroom, ladies and gentlemen. They filed cases, they planted falsehoods, and all under political and media patronage. And tonight we are told, I have heard that a final TRP report has been filed, and I don't know the contents of it. But I do know that when we access it, we will report each line. Each line, viewers, but will the Lutyens media have the courage to do the same? If not, you must ask, why not, ladies and gentlemen? Let us debate.
2 years after Parambir Singh held this malice-ridden press conference,
इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया है उसमें मैंने आपको बताया कि 3 टेलीविज़न चैनल्स के नाम सामने आए हैं। सबसे बड़ा नाम है रिपब्लिक टेलीविज़न का।
2 years after Sachin Vaze was being awarded for the TRP case fabrication. 2 years after a nefarious nexus tried to defame, deride and falsely implicate Republic TV. Almost 2 years after the anti-Republic media went on a tirade of falsehoods. They already have thrown each other under the bus. Now the final TRP report has been submitted by the Enforcement Directorate and cognizance has been taken by court.
Well, let me tell you what's happening inside the courtroom. What happened was on the 8th of September, Niranjan, Aishwarya, Abhishek and Shavan, this report had been filed in the City Civil Court in Mumbai. We have the status report that says on the 8th of September this report had been filed. The contents of the report are not yet known. We don't know whether cognizance of this report has been taken. As the nation awaits the details of this report, what we do know and what comes to be known from the case status is the final TRP report has 16 accused who are named. They can be called 16 respondents for now. 2 years after Parambir's lies, we get to get the real answers on who fixed who.
This happened just about 2 years ago, sometime in November, if I remember it correctly. The ECIR, which is an FIR equivalent that was registered by the Enforcement Directorate. Thereafter, obviously, the same process that the Mumbai police basically indicated, the same investigation was carried out by the Enforcement Directorate. We're not privy to what really transpired thereafter. Perhaps only details of that would only come out in the charge sheet or the prosecution complaint that has now been filed by the Enforcement Directorate.
Republic has always stood its ground with truth on its side.
But the complaint is on India today. What is the most significant matter, as they say in English, viewers? There's a phrase, more loyal than the king.
It's the most awaited report by 1.4 billion Indians. The most awaited report in Indian media. Speculation is high, but the report is yet to be accessed. The nation wants to know tonight what's in the final TRP report. Let's debate.
I can't even describe the mood in our newsroom tonight. The number of phone calls, it's just incredible. I mean, sometimes you realize how popular a channel you are, how large you are, how many people you reach, but more importantly, how many people care for you, how many people love you, how many people have affection for you and stand by you. And everyone's asking only one question tonight. As I welcome MR and Sohail and Swapnil and Subhash Jha and Saurabh Shukla and Kishore Tiwari and PK Jain. There's only one thing, Sohail, people are asking tonight. Just one thing, just one thing. When can we get our hands on that report? Why aren't you putting it out there? And all I'm saying is, listen, I haven't got the report. There are 16 respondents / accused who've got the report. The report hasn't come out, but there's this pulsating sense of excitement about the report. Everyone wants to read it at the earliest.
Let me ask one question. Clients who are advertising on your channel
let me ask one question first.
Clients who advertise on Republic are delighted. Clients who understand Republic's integrity, ethos, and the fact that it's a channel that delivers results for consumers. That's what's important. What is not important is this whole TRP nonsense. What is very important, Arnab, is that you...
No, not required. Thank you.
No one speaks. And I'm older than you. Point is, you don't
Can I
need
hear
to worry
Sohail, please, because
about whether
Kishore is
the report
disturbing him.
out
Thank you
or
so
not.
much. Thank you. Yes, yeah.
You have won the trust of the people. You have always had the trust of the people. I didn't imagine when I first met you in the newsroom of the Telegraph that one man who worked in the Telegraph, went to NDTV, went to Times Now, started his own channel, faced the wrath of the political establishment, could do what he did. You've done it on the dint of your belief, your integrity, and your capabilities. Why the hell should you be worried about anyone else?
Yeah.
Remember one thing, barking dogs will bark. The caravan moves on. It never stops. Today, the report will be a vindication only of your integrity. It will not be a vindication of your clients. Your clients believe in you. You know, sometimes, Arnab, I feel you are naive. You are naive because you think you need to compete on the same parameters like other channels do. Others are television channels. Republic belongs to India and Indians belong to Republic. As long as you get that definition right, you will be fine.
Well, thank you, Sohail, for that. Now, what is important is the process. I was actually stunned because everyone told me, no, you know, this report's never going to come out. And they said, no, forget it, you know, the report doesn't come out. And I just heard today when we got a phone call, and then I called Shawan, called Rhythm, and we tried to confirm it. The confirmation came out that the report's been filed. Now, important to talk about why this report is important, because the only other report in this TRP case is a report by a man with the credibility of Sachin Waze and the lower credibility of Parambir Singh. The only other report in this case is a case filed by India's two aces, Parambir Singh and Sachin Waze, and a report which didn't even take 1 hour to investigate. Because they came to the conclusions publicly in less than an hour of even opening the investigation. Shawan.
Arnav, you asked me.
Well, in fact, the FIR that was first registered by the Mumbai police never named Republic TV. And as far as I understand how investigations do take place, it was extremely surprising to see disgraced cop Parambir Singh actually calling for a press conference. Now, I do understand how Mumbai police functions, but never before have we really seen this kind of investigation, so-called investigation that was carried out, and that too by a man who was suspended for a very long time and was brought in by Parambir Singh, given that elite CIU unit, and then was basically told that, look here, start investigating how exactly is Republic so very successful. And I can tell everyone now, this is something that we've known for a very long time, but there were specific instructions that Mr. Parambir Singh had given to his team that at any cost find out how exactly is this channel, which is barely about a few years old, how is it that they are managing to compete against legacy players? The fact of the matter is that none of them worked with that kind of passion with the way we have, and the fact of the matter is that no matter how much they tried, they failed miserably. And what did they do in return? They colluded with certain editors, called them up and said that, look here, I'm going to do a press conference, send in your reporters, and then send in your reporters to that particular news network that you are very jealous of. And that's exactly the modus operandi. It turns out all of these people, all of these cops who in so-called investigated Republic TV are now behind bars. That entire team, in fact, that picture I will never forget, that picture of the entire team being awarded for saying that this is the best investigation that they have ever done in their entire lifetime. They were all awarded for investigating Republic TV.
That's the picture. And you know,
each and every person
the person
that you
at the
see
center
right now
of it, the person at the center, I keep the picture on air, the person at the center of this is this tainted man who has done a disservice to the uniform, suspended, now retired after suspension, a man with zero credibility, a person who carried out that lie of a press conference. His name is Parambir Singh. We really want to know what he's got to say now, you know. This is the man, M.R. Venkatesh. He thinks he's getting away. But in that report is the truth. We eagerly await to know the truth in this case. And I want to tell our viewers today that I've always stood by the truth. I've always told you we'll fight it out in the courts of public opinion and the courts of law. And I want to say tonight, viewers, that no one in Indian history has been targeted in the way that Republic TV has been. And nobody thought this report will come out. In fact, they said this report will never come out. Never come out. They lied, they defamed, they jailed, they targeted us, and that is the thing with the truth. You cannot contain it. You cannot contain the truth. MR, you cannot block the truth. You cannot black out the truth. Because when the truth is out, MR, it is not out in bits and pieces. It comes out like the force of a tsunami. And I know that the final TRP report, that final TRP report will put out the truth. I don't know what's in it, but I hope it contains the truth. And I hope that all those who turned Parambir Singh's echo chambers will have the guts to talk about it. I think this is as much a case about what is reported or not reported in the media as what is in the report itself. MR, this is a test for the Indian media. when that report comes out, because everyone anticipating it right now. Everyone, if I open up the phone lines right now, it's bursting with callers. It's bursting with callers. This is going to be the biggest news story of the year. MR.
And this story should have been played in all other news channels equally. But their silence is deafening. I am appalled that none of the channels who went to the town and tom-tomming about the arrests of Arnab Goswami are completely silent today, and there is not even a whisper that this report is now in the public domain. The courts have taken cognizance of what your people are telling. Now that means that the report is there for everybody to see, read, and all. No, you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. Your government has done so much damage, so you don't. You listen to this. आप लोग अरे चुप रहो अभी चुप रहो आज हम चुप रहेंगे आज हम चुप नहीं रहेंगे आज हम नहीं चुप रहेंगे अरे you had a lumpen element like Parambir Singh as a police commissioner, and you then talk. You had the temerity to talk, sir. You have a temerity to talk after nominating Parambir Singh. You have rogue officers in your payroll. You got so don't dare talk about it. Don't dare talk about it. Please understand this. Sir, whether Arnab has got a clean sheet or not is immaterial here. You had a rogue police officer, and we all know Arnab's sir, we know Arnab's capacity. We know how we play. Sir, Arnab, please ask this man to shut up, Arnab. I cannot shout him. I don't want to interfere. Sir, your clean sheet is immaterial. Your clean sheet is immaterial. No, you will not be allowed to speak now. अरे क्यों allow करेंगे?
Who brought Sachin Waje to Matodri is now the chief minister.
Who hired them as missionaries? Who hired them as henchmen? Who hired the hatchet? Who created the hatchet job? Tell me this. Who wanted to do this? अरे आपके सरकार ने किया है चुप रहिए शर्म नहीं है आप लोग को अरे थोड़ा चुल्लू पर पानी में डूब कर बढ़ जाइए अरे थोड़ा चुप जाइए
Don't take nonsense.
चुप रहिए
This government is
what nonsense?
अरे government they are
अरे what Mahavikas Aghadi government was the most corrupt government and you had people like Sachin Waje and this Parambir Singh doing all this nonsense. क्यों शर्म आनी चाहिए हमको क्यों शर्म आनी चाहिए आपके साथ एक चैनल में है इसके लिए शर्म आनी चाहिए बस और किसी के लिए नहीं
आप अक्यूज है आज तक
कौन अक्यूज है
आप अक्यूज
कौन अक्यूज है
आप कहाँ जुबिलेंट
कौन अक्यूज है
अरे
यू डेयर नॉट टॉक लाइक दैट
अरे
यू डेयर नॉट टॉक Arnab, this guy should be no
किसके
who's
serious.
Charges are that you are the most corrupt government in the world. You had the most corrupt people in the administration. You picked and chose all sort of unwanted element in the police. It is a shame.
All I'm asking for tonight, viewers, all I'm asking for tonight, now you've spoken, Kishore Tiwari, now it's my turn to speak. Now if you can please allow me to complete what I have to say. Now, thank you very much. First of all, first the Palghar case, then the acid attack, then the meetings among the politicians on how to get me jailed, then numerous cases against our journalists, then the charge sheets, then the media joins hands with Parambir Singh, and today the hunter is the hunted. And they said that Arnab will remain in jail. 1 minute. Kishore Tiwari, you know I know how to hit back. Please don't force me to raise my voice with you. Don't force me to raise my voice with you. They knew I would get free. They filed a false case against me in 306. The Supreme Court said there was nothing in that case. So they moved the Supreme Court in a privilege case. Then they said Arnab will spend his Diwali in jail. And then they said we'll create circumstances in which Arnab will have to commit suicide. And they said we will force him to commit suicide. And they did that in the entire knowledge that the truth will never come out. You see, their plan was very clear. Create a noise. Kishore Tiwari, will you be quiet, please? Kindly be quiet for a minute.
You managed to get.
Thank you. Kindly be quiet in a minute. minute. Thank you very much. Now I tell you one thing, Kishore Tiwari. I am going to now have to force you to keep your voice down, because the fact is I want to get some of my other panelists in. The question is this, viewers. The question is this, viewers. I am saying tonight, the final TRP report is out. The big news, Swapnil and Subhash and Saurabh Shukla, is the final TRP report is out. Which means, and I need him to be quiet for a minute, please. If you continue speaking, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to take this forward. Thank you so much. Point is, the final TRP report is out. Okay? I'm saying tonight, I don't know what's in the report, Swapnil, but I'm going to report everything of what's in the report. Because at least this report has been done after a 2-year investigation. Parambir and Sachin Vaze's report was done within 2 hours. Right? So I'm going to look at this report, and the whole country is waiting for this report. And they carried pictures of Sachin Vaze getting a gold medal by Parambir Singh for his TRP case investigation. And I'm asking the people of this country, how many more lies are we going to swallow? So this report is out. Nobody expected this report to come out. That's the operational point. They said the truth is never going to come out in a legally quantifiable way, and that's the difference right now. Isn't it, Swapnil?
Yes, absolutely, Arnab. You will stand vindicated when you come out with the report, because you will be the only channel who will be talking about this report. I don't think the others will report about it at all, and I have no such expectations at all from them.
No, why should we be the only channel talking about the report?
Right.
Why would we be?
Right, because you are the only people with a heart, with a conscience, and with truth by your side. The ones who will not come out with the report are the ones who will have to apologize.
But they don't have a choice now, Swapnil. They don't have a... Just 1 minute, Swapnil. So, one minute, Swapnil. I asked media man Saurabh Shukla, do you think the other channels have a choice to black out the report? Because that's going to be the end of whatever is left of their credibility. I don't think they can black out the final TRP report. If you report it...
People of India...
People of India won't forgive them.
People of India are watching you. People of India expect the transparency to happen post this report, and this will also, I don't know the contents of the report, but you have the courage of conviction to actually report it. People of India will get to know who the real conspirators were, how they were trying to undermine you, how they were trying to undermine the entire independent media in this country, because there was a whole cabal. You call it the Latin's cabal, I would say it goes beyond that. A whole cabal was running this operation. It was well orchestrated to put you down, to force Republic TV. And I'm glad that you stood like a rock. And I'm happy that the people of the country have backed you. This is about transparency in a democracy. A free media, independent media is needed. And that's what you have done. I realize that people who were conspiring wanted to make sure that they destroy your network because they were worried that you have taken
my question
on
is, Saurabh, it baffles me. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible today. And my question is to all of you viewers, because I'm getting calls and I'm really going to open up to calls. I don't think, Subhasha, this time they can avoid reporting on this final TRP report, because the news is out. It's out in reporter circles. It's out in legal circles. Agencies are there. People are going to call up the agencies and say, how come you are blacking out the report? I mean, if there's any news agency in India which does not report on it, that news agency will have to be shut down, because they have absolutely no credibility. And not shut down in that sense, but shut down in terms of moralistic sense. They will have no credibility because they will have to report it. Do you think the entire media can come together and say, no, we're going to black out this final TRP report? Can they do that, Subhasha? And also implications of this report. Implications. You're also a lawyer.
I don't think that they will have the guts and courage and conviction to undermine the report, which possibly will be in the public domain in the next few days. Such an important news and blackening out such important news would perhaps be undermining the whatever image or reputation press the other medias have left, other channels have left. I don't think, therefore, they will be in a position to do that. Be that as it may, if they decide to do it, Republic will show them, and I think you're doing a wonderful job by bringing it in the public domain, these important information. My concern, now let me have the opportunity of using this as a forum to express my concern on a slightly different issue. What happens to the investigators who are involved in the process of investigation? They just walk away. What is the punishment meted out to them? Look at the ordeal, trauma, and agony which your channel and your people must have undergone in the last few months, 2 years before. They were subjected to all sort of, they were arrested, they were detained, they were beaten up. And I know for sure what have all those people have undergone. What happens to them? You got a clean sheet, or your channel will get a clean sheet, others will be prosecuted. Time has come now when we make our investigators accountable for whatever sins they are committing in the process of investigation. Now look here, what is today?
Subhash, I have a point to make. Subhash, you've asked a very relevant question. Subhash, just one second. Subhash, 1 second. Just let me touch upon that. That's a very beautiful point. Because what you're trying to say is that the people who investigated this case came out with this trash sort of a TRP scam will go away unscathed. I don't think that's going to happen. Because if there are 16 respondents, if one of them is or two of them are part of the 16 respondents, and even after this, as Arnab asked, what are the implications of this report? Arnab can go to the court of law and go to the High Court where the TRP case is there against him and show this report and say that he is walking out unscathed and that case should be quashed against him. And not only that, but he can file a defamation case thereafter and take these investigators to task. So this is the biggest implication. So to say that, the investigators are going to walk out unscathed would be a little bit of a fallacy there. And I would not be so pessimistic about it and say that only the people who are in jail will remain in jail and the people who are walking out unscathed will walk out unscathed. I'm sorry, that will not be the case, because Arnab can take them really to the cleaners. The court is going to take cognizance of this report.
And how is that, Swapnil? Because we would very much like to, if the report, we'll have to wait for the report, but how is that? Because a lot of people telling us right now that Arnab, all those people who have conspired against you should not get away. So what's your legal advice?
My legal advice is simply, as I said, Arnab, let the report come out, see that it is absolutely absolving you from that, go to the High Court first, get the case against you, that fake TRP case, which even Parambir Singh mentioned in his affidavit, fake TRP. He used that adjective fake himself because he was the one on 8th October, he came out with that particular sentence that sabse pehle channel hai Republic TV. Barabar hai? So thereafter, you get that case quashed against you. Once you have the verdict in your favor, then you go and file a defamation case against every Tom, Dick and Harry who was involved in this.
Defamation.
Who came up with doctrinated
Not just defamation. Not just defamation. People tell me there will have to be claims.
Criminal defamation.
There will have to be claims. We will,
absolutely.
And we will follow. And by the way, let Rhythm just tell our viewers that by the way, a few days back, we won the defamation case which had been filed by Parambir a few days ago. And the reason was they just failed to show up in the City Civil Court in Mumbai. So the City Civil Court in Mumbai dismissed their false defamation case. So the good news is, viewers, here we are on the front foot. And we are not going to leave it lying down, viewers. You know me, you know Republic. We're going to really fight for this, because not fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for democracy here.
Right. Arnab, you remember 2 years ago, I told you that every single legal case, the courts know the truth. You will win every single legal case hereafter. Even before, when the moment you came out of the Supreme Court, when it granted you bail.
Absolutely.
I told you, and you have won every single legal case. And you will continue to win that even when you file a defamation case, which I think you should. It should be a criminal defamation case.
Well, getting a lot of calls.
And just to add,
yes, Saurabh.
Quick thing, just to add to what Swapnil said, these cases, what you will end up doing is you will create a precedent, because India's judiciary
a legal precedent.
This case should become a precedent, so no tainted official dares to harass common person in this democracy. This will be a good service for India's democracy as well.
So we're in one of those.
That is the way precedents are created.
Yeah, we're in one of those.
That no police officer dares to file a fake case or a false case. So I would urge you, as Swapnil has suggested, that you must file a case so this becomes the precedent.
So many people. It seems to be all of India would like to be part of our legal team. I mean, it's incredible out here. There's so much support that Republic gets, So much love, so much support. And this report, everyone's talking about it. Should it be reported or not? PK Jain, let me come to you. Whatever is in that report, people have a right to know. And it should be in the public domain. What do you think?
It's already been filed in court. Courts apparently taken cognizance of it.
Congratulations to you, first of all, for having come clean in it and having won this battle. I am sure that the other channels would also run this particular case. May not be with the same kind of importance given on the channels as you are giving it, because you are the affected party. But yes, the other channels must report the facts of this case. And now, secondly, as far as the police officers facing the consequences of this action is concerned, see, I do not know the intricacies of this case, but generally what happens, an FIR is lodged by somebody, investigation is done. I'm sure that had you probably cooperated with the investigating officer and not blocked him when he came to call you or take you to the police station, the things would have been much easier. Your path would have been much easier. So it's only a question of the subsequent investigation would have followed, and maybe that kind of negativity in the system would not have been created. I mean, this is the only thing I can say as an ex-police officer. But I'm glad that you are out of it, and everybody has been advising you. The right course of action would be to go after these people who wrongly fixed you, who sent up a charge sheet, even though there was no evidence in the case. Now, those people have to face the prosecution only if you launch a prosecution against them.
You see, PK, as Rhythm always, we discuss about it. Our hearts are clean, so we are looking forward very, very eagerly to this report. And I can only tell you this today, that I have a sense, Rhythm, that there are others who are really worried about this report coming out. We are very excited. And the other angle I want to tell you is that another aspect which needs to come out, viewers, and people think about it, and as a citizen of India, one citizen to another, citizens must get justice if they are the victims of malicious prosecution. And many people are telling us, you make it a case in point. I don't know who the scamsters are, who are the scamsters, what is the role, what is the detailing, etc. And by the way, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing to set the record straight. I have not resisted arrest. I actually went to the court. I went to the court and I showed my injuries. And I showed my injuries. I said, if you want, I'll take my shirt off and show where my injuries are. And I was injured all over. So I have not resisted arrest. To set the record straight, I was assaulted. I was beaten. My family was assaulted. We were subject to physical abuse. That is not called resisting arrest, sir. That is what was happening earlier. Malicious prosecution is a point, and then we'll open up to callers. One word, Rhythm, from you, because there were so many callers. Sure. I'm only going to take callers now. Next 10 minutes.
Yes. Arnab, just one thing that needs to be said here, which you actually started off by saying, this was malice like never been seen against a media channel and you as our editor-in-chief in the history of India. I don't say it. I remember S. Gurumurthy, the Tughlaq editor, came on air. He was the only person to come on air and frankly from the press actually say this is the worst persecution. We then saw the Supreme Court talk about it, but I remember those 8 days when there was a deafening silence from the media who was only trying to be preachy. They were not coming forward, and there were messages in the chorus coming in not only from India but also the NRIs and the Indians who really wanted to come together to ensure that this arrest that was malicious was stopped. I remember Mr. Salve at that time going to the court, and I remember his words when he said, they're going to try and see if he gets out of one case, he's going to be arrested in another. This is the kind of power they yielded. This is what they tried to do. And finally, when they become the hunted, the bottom line is why this TRP report is so important.
Correct.
Is because it comes after research of 2 years.
Absolutely. Okay, going to take a couple of callers right now. More than a couple of callers. First caller, I'm told, is from Bhubaneswar in Odisha. And we have Sushrita Rath. Sushrita?
Hi, Arnav.
Hi, hello, Sushrita. Hi.
Hi, Arnav. Congratulations to us, because this was our battle.
Yes.
So we have fought it together, and today finally we are on the verge to win it.
Yes, we are on our way, because Sushrita, we haven't got the report in our hand yet. But I'm confidently saying that whatever it is, we'll report it.
Exactly. And trust me, Arnav, it was a difficult time for you. And with you, it was a very, very difficult time for all of us. We were praying, we were in tears. We can't ever forget those days, those months, when you were grilled, those persecutions. I can still feel the pain. But the best part is, one by one, almost all your conspirators are behind the bars. And now it's finally time for the media. We are halfway through waiting for the final report to come out. let's wait and let's see them behind the bars.
Absolutely, Sushrita. I thank you so much for calling. Thank you, Sushrita. We are awaiting this report, viewers. The report will come soon. Already a lot of the media is trying to get their hands on the report, and we will, of course, as well, through the right channels. Ranganathan is calling in from Bengaluru. Hi, Ranganathan. It's just a matter of time now before we get the report, I think.
Right. I am Ranganathan, 84 years. I have been waiting for this from last 2.5 years. And ever since you suffered, I was with you, Arnab Goswami.
Thank you,
and then Niranjan persuaded me to spend more time in my God's room. I have been able to pray for you, and then all that you have been able to come out. I am extremely happy. I need to speak to you. I need to come and see you. I don't know when it is possible.
So, Mr. Ranganathan, I'll take your details.
Yeah.
I'll take your details. Can you hear me, sir? I can't see the phone play. I'll take your details, and maybe we'll catch up. We'll try and meet.
Please. I'd be very happy to. I would like to hug you and then say my blessings are with you, Arnab. You don't worry. You will be all right. You'll certainly be all right from now on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your love and affection, sir. We will meet, sir. We will meet, sir. Okay. We have so many callers coming in. It's if you see this, MR, you see that's just people are with us. People are awaiting the report. Everybody is waiting for the report almost as eagerly as we're awaiting it. It's
Arnab, except the Lutyens media.
But they can't hide this
Not
time.
everybody.
But MR, they can't hide this time. This time they can't hide.
Obvious.
So Saurabh, they can't hide this time.
This should go beyond it. I'm telling you, we need to unravel the conspiracy behind this, and that's the reason why it's important that once a report comes out, the conspirators, the co-conspirators, the entire cabal which was working behind it must be exposed, and people expect that those names must come out. Arnab, and you should not let go of this battle.
No,
and we are all with you.
And Arnab, the advice given that you should pursue the malicious prosecution to the logical end is something that you must do, because whenever we now go for free speech, Arnab Goswami versus State of Maharashtra becomes a leading matter in all courts. I think Arnab Goswami versus perpetrators must be the next one that must be held as a landmark judgment.
I want to because essentially this was about setting an example. And their idea was that if you can arrest someone who runs a network and get away with it and put false charges, it's also sending a message to the people in terms of setting a precedent that this can be done to any common citizen. Thank you so much. So the point is that I think we need to fight for malicious prosecution, and I'm told that it doesn't happen very often in India, but I am willing to stick my neck out and go right up to the Supreme Court to fight a case for malicious prosecution, and I think the Supreme Court will support me, and for damages and for malicious prosecution. We can't be made to go through lies and then expect to just get away one day by having the case closed. What about the pain we have been through? What about the suffering my colleagues have been through? What about the attempt to tarnish my journalists and my team? How is that quantifiable?
Arnab, you owe it to your viewers.
I owe it.
You owe it to your viewers.
I'll take a couple of more calls. Anup is calling in from Bihar, I think. Can I please be told who the next caller is? Anup, hello.
Hello.
Anup, where in Bihar are you calling from? Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Actually, I was very happy after you got released before Diwali date, and congratulations on your it was a wonderful celebration for everyone.
Well, thank you very much, Anup. When we get the report, we'll put it on republicworld.com. And you can go right up to our website and read it. Well, Bhargavi is calling in as well. Bhargavi is calling in from Mumbai. Bhargavi, hi. How are you, Bhargavi?
Hello, Arnab sir. I am very fine. I hope you are doing well too.
Yeah.
I want to congratulate you and your team. I guess I remember 5 years ago I had met you in Mumbai.
You came, I remember that, Bhargavi. I remember. Around the time we launched.
A very long time, and I'm a media student, and as a media student, when I see all this reports, how the media framed you, how they defamed you, and the way you fought against all of them like a one-man army. I mean, we are proud of you. And one more thing, Arnab sir.
Yeah.
On 8th of September, this report was filed, and it's been more than a long time that the media didn't report it. It's only Republic which is reporting it.
Yeah.
And it's a long time. I really wanted to meet you, but I guess I hope it happens really soon.
It will. You see, it was filed on 8th, I'm told. I have this, what you call it, the City Sessions Court case details. It says registration date 1309, filing date 809, and the first hearing date 15 September, next hearing date 21st September. And basically it's a matter of time before, after taking cognizance of it, that it comes into public domain. So we'll get it soon. Mahadev is from Mysore. Mahadev.
Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Mahadev. I'm waiting for the report. Shawan is waiting for the report also. We are all on edge for the report.
Sir, I am very lucky, sir. I am hearing your voice directly. Hello, sir.
I lost the line.
I am lucky.
Well, I'm lucky to talk to you.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Shawan, I think this is now becoming the biggest countdown we've had since our launch. When we launch, we have this 24-hour countdown. This wait for the report is...
I would say, Arnab, I think so. This fight has been worth it. When the moment we hear viewers calling us, and it's like they have also been with us all this while. So I would say these 2 years we've been extremely anxious, given the fact that we've gone through a lot. But when you actually hear viewers saying that we are with you, I think so. Every fight was worth it. I think the entire nation knows what we are basically made of now.
Yeah. I think everybody just wants to know who will show the report and who will refuse to show the report. Because viewers, remember one thing, no media house can say they cannot access the report. They can all access the report.
True.
The country's media will be divided in two parts. Those who show the truth, the final TRP report, and those who try to hide it. And that will tell you everything, viewers. I thank you so much. We wait. It's going to, I hope it's not going to be a long wait. And on the other side, another story many channels are trying to hide, but the very troubling truth about the role of the late Ahmed Patel. Ahmed Patel was treasurer of the Congress party, right-hand man of Sonia Gandhi, and his role in supporting and funding Tista Setalvad in her campaign of lies. That detail of the charge sheet is being debated only here on Republic in a few minutes.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Enroll in any of REVA's wide range of courses designed to take on an evolving education and an expanding future. REVA University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
दोस्तों, कोरोना के बचाव का संदेश हर एक के मोबाइल पे अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज में आता था। मैंने सोचा शशि कपूर होते, अगर वो इसको बोलते तो कैसे बोलते। आपको तो पता ही है कि आज हमारा देश कोरोना की चुनौती झेल रहा है। कोरोना अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। 2 गज की दूरी है बड़ी जरूरी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोते रहिए, थोड़ा सा घर में रहिए, और तो कुछ आपसे नहीं मांग रहे हैं। जब तक नहीं दवाई, नहीं होनी चाहिए कोई ढिलाई। दोस्तों अगर इसी को विनोद खन्ना से कहलवाते तो आहा, तो तुमको तो ये पता है।
Also, what's making news across the globe, a bipartisan group of mayors said that whatever political differences they might have, they are united in fighting against recent voting restrictions enacted in some Republican-controlled states that they view as an attack on democracy.
We are all standing here together, Democrats and Republicans, elected officials on all different levels, to say that the infrastructure should be nonpartisan. Absolutely. The campaigns can go and do what they do, but the infrastructure, our democracy, is nonpartisan. And when that happens, then I think people can start trusting the system, respecting the process, and then feel comfortable with the outcome, regardless of where it may be.
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते रहे, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बताना चाहता हूं साथियों। राजू भाई से हमारा संबंध लगभग 20 वर्षों का संबंध है। पहली बार अमिताभ बच्चन जी के साथ हम उनको मिले थे।
Uttar Pradesh government has ordered a survey of Waqf properties in the state to crack down on encroachers. Secretary of the Minority Welfare Department has sought a report on the Waqf properties within a month. Aam Aadmi Party MLA Amanatullah Khan has been remanded to 5 more days in ACB custody in connection with the alleged Waqf scam. AAP MLA has been arrested for the alleged irregularities in the Waqf board property dealings.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Enroll in any of Reva's wide range of courses designed to take on an evolving education and an expanding future. Reva University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
राजू श्रीवास्तव भाई वैसे तो कॉमेडी किंग के रूप में जाने जाते रहे, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बताना चाहता हूं साथियों। राजू भाई से हमारा संबंध लगभग 20 वर्षों का संबंध है। पहली बार अमिताभ बच्चन जी के साथ हम उनको मिले थे, और अमिताभ बच्चन जी हो या फिर देश के बड़े बड़े कलाकार, वो सभी लोग राजू श्रीवास्तव जी को बहुत प्यार करते थे, बहुत प्यार देते थे, बहुत सम्मान था। और राजू श्रीवास्तव लोगों के दिलों में समाना जानते थे। कॉमेडी करने वाला एक शख्सियत कितना गंभीर है कि उनके पीछे कई घटनाओं से